Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third annual VHW Live Show. I hope you are having a good day today. I'm not sure how big of a turnout we'll have for this live show, but in any event, the show must go on. We have a very stacked, I repeat, a very stacked set of matches. Today, we have some really good booking coming your way in typical VHW fashion. Now, before I announce the matches that are established for tonight, I want to preface all of this by saying that the investigation into Crow Bronwyn has been going in favor of Crow Bronwyn himself. The investigators are saying that it doesn't seem like he actually attempted to hurt Franklin Clinton in that Hell in a Cell match last month. However, Crow Bronwyn will not be featured on VHW programming until he has been cleared to compete and that he shows no ill intent towards any of his fellow competitors in VHW. We here at VHW take every competitor's health and safety very seriously, and we do not want any of these competitors to brutally maim or hurt each other in any career-ending way. So, ladies and gentlemen, the matches will go as follows. The first match of the night will be Turbo Power versus Teen Titans, a #1 contenders match for the women's tag team titles. Now, for those of you who haven't recalled, Turbo Power have crushed every single tag team thrown their way in the women's division, and it will be no surprise if they're able to take down Teen Titans. However, we will see if Teen Titans have what it takes to finally dethrone Turbo Power and their endless stomping ground that is the women's division of VHW. The second match will be chat booking. Chat gets to decide what the second match will be. Now, we haven't had this happen yet, but if there are not enough people in chat to dictate what the chat booking match will be, I will just throw a random matchup in there that I think would be really cool, alright? Match number 3 for the night will be a championship match. It will be Jolene Cujo versus Judith Neutron for the VHW Dimensional Championship. Now, as we've seen before, Judith Neutron has absolutely astonished us all with her performances. She's very lean, very skinny, very twiggy, but she has the athleticism to do what is necessary to win. She has shown that multiple times in VHW thus far, and we're going to see if Judith Neutron has what it takes to actually dethrone Jolene Cujo as the Dimensional Champion. After that, we have another #1 contenders match. Venom will go up against a mystery opponent that was handpicked by management to face him. We're going to have to see how that match goes, and it will be a #1 contenders match for the VHW Xtreme Championship. So we'll see how that match goes. I hope it'll be a good one. I hope the opponent that was selected by management for Venom actually has the ferocity and the intensity to maybe win and earn a title shot later tonight for the VHW Extreme Championship. Match number 5 of the show will be another typical chat booking. Again, if there's not enough people here to dictate a chat booking situation, I will just load up a match that I think would be very fun to watch. Match number 6 is going to be another #1 contenders match. It's going to be Ivy Nelson, the current VHW Women's Champion, versus Captain Catherine Janeway of Team The Voyage Home. She is going to be facing Ivy Nelson for a #1 contender shot at the title. That will be fought for at, I believe, Tropical Throwdown, which, just as a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, Tropical Throwdown, VHW Tropical Throwdown, will be next month. It is going to be July's live show. A live-only show, meaning there might be 1 or 2 matches that go up on the YouTube channel, but it is not going to be recorded for a VOD. So, interested in seeing how that's going to go. Tune in next month. Keep an eye on Twitter. Keep an eye and an ear out on Discord, and you will find out. Match number 7 is going to be Venom versus the number 1 contender who wins. If that person who he's going to be facing for the number 1 contendership actually ends up winning, then he will be facing that person for the championship in the semi-main event. And then finally, ladies and gentlemen, our main event tonight will be Egyptian Dream versus Task Force 141 for the Men's Tag Team Championship. At the last VHW house show, Task Force 141 stepped up to Egyptian Dream's open challenge, and they crushed it. They fought hard, and they won. It was a narrow victory in a very close bout. Task Force 141 barely got away with the skin of their teeth in that victory. So we'll see if Task Force 141 can bring that same energy to Egyptian Dream tonight, or will Egyptian Dream become the undisputed tag team champions of VHW? Now, what it means to be an undisputed champion in VHW is if you fight the entire roster, if you go up against the entire roster that's available, whether that be all of the tag teams, all of the singles competitors, if you put down every opponent that is placed in your path, you will be the undisputed champion. That does not mean that the title is gone or removed from competition. That just means that you have shown that you can defeat any and all challengers put in your way. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we'll be getting into our first matchup of the night. We have Turbo Power versus the Teen Titans for the women's... I'm sorry, this is a number 1 contenders match for the women's tag team championships. Excuse me, it is not for the women's tag team championships. It is a number 1 contenders match. If Teen Titans, featured on the right as Starfire and Raven, if they can defeat Team Turbo tonight in this matchup, they will have a shot at the titles in Tropical Throwdown. And I'm excited to see what is going to happen. I'm excited to see if Teen Titans have what it takes to take down Tropical Throwdown. Or I'm sorry, if Teen Titans have what it takes to take down Turbo Power at Tropical Throwdown, excuse me. But they won't get that shot unless they beat them here. Like I had featured previously, or like I had said previously, Franklin Clinton has been in stable condition for a few weeks ever since the incident. He had like a little fractured disc in his neck from that chair shot, and Crow Bronwyn is still being investigated to see if he is able to compete in a VHW arena after that horrible, seemingly accident. The investigation seems to be going in Crow's favor. It seems like Crow has gotten a psychiatric, psych evaluation, and he seems to be okay. It does not seem like he featured any ill intent towards his fellow competitor. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to get into our first match of the night. Team Turbo versus Teen Titans. Let's see what's going on. I believe this is Team Turbo gonna be making their way to the ring, unless I'm horribly wrong and I just played the wrong music, but we're about to find out. And I did not. Ladies and gentlemen, these are your women's tag team champions, Team Turbo, Turbo Power, making their way to the ring now. They will be competing tonight to see who they will be facing in the next VHW Live Show, which will be the live-only show of Tropical Throwdown, happening next month. Team Turbo looking ready to take on the Teen Titans. The Pink Ranger looking very, very psyched up for this matchup. They are ready. They've had their month-long break, and they are ready. the VHW Women's Championships very prominently displayed around their waists. They are ready for competition. Ladies and gentlemen, now their challengers in this #1 Contenders match is going to be Teen Titans. Now the Teen Titans are making way into the ring. Starfire and Raven, I believe this is their debut as a tag team. This is the first time they've actually been shown as a tag team in VHW at this point. Starfire looking very ready. She has not been in in-ring competition since the Women's Championship Royal Rumble, I believe. Looking ready. Raven, of course, taking part in the Dimensional Elimination Chamber, I believe, unless I'm incorrect about that, but I believe that is the last time she was featured on VHW programming. And ladies and gentlemen, this matchup is about to kick off. Yellow is starting for Turbo Power, Starfire is starting for Teen Titans, and this matchup is underway. Yellow is delivering vicious kicks to Starfire, forcing her back towards her own corner, but Yellow realizes that's probably not the best idea, and Irish whips Starfire into the corner, and Starfire and Yellow just trading reversals. Starfire looking for something big here. Big Bulldog to Yellow Power, looking for an early win, but Yellow kicks out at 1, and Starfire was somehow sure that she had that, which is quite interesting. Look at her just injuring the back and the neck of Yellow, and Pink here looking to maybe do something against Starfire. Pink is trying to get Starfire off the top rope, but Pink misses her hit on Starfire's leg, and Starfire manages to hit across body and is now tagging in her tag team partner, Raven. Now Raven is in the ring. She's looking to do some damage on Yellow Power here. Looks like she's going for a head scissor here. Maybe looking to win this match by submission, which is legal. This is a normal tag team bout. There is disqualifications. There are countouts. And ladies and gentlemen, you could only win this match by pinfall or submission. And Yellow Ranger looking very confident. Referee is at a count of 2 now, as both competitors are now outside of the ring. Looks like they're moving out of the safe area of the padding and onto the concrete here. Looks like another brutal submission. Looks like Yellow Ranger is employing a nice new arsenal of submission moves against her opponents, but Raven manages to roll out of it. Now Raven is trying to get back into the ring, but the Yellow Ranger is having none of that. She instead throws Raven towards the barricades. We're at a count of 7 now, and Yellow is back in the ring. Will Raven get counted out? There's an 8. 2 more, and she is out, and Raven manages to just barely get back into the ring, and Yellow tags out to Pink. It looks like maybe these women are trying to go for count-out victories, considering how much they've gone outside the ring. Raven with a huge jump straight up to the top rope. Is Raven gonna go for something here? Looks like Raven is going for something here. Raven with a huge diving Hurricane Rana on Pink, and then a beautiful standing moonsault. Another standing moonsault. Raven really showing her athleticism here. Really letting loose her power to fly. Just kicking Pink in the back, now stomping on her arm with her knee. Raven realizes that they're at a count of 5, and she probably needs to go in. And Pink is, oh my God! Raven with a beautiful springboard off the top rope into a Hurricane Rana. And Raven reset the count by getting in and back out. What an excellent maneuver. Pink was saying, hey, we got more time out here, where you running off to? And Raven showed her just where she was running off to. Raven looks confident. But Pink dodges out of the way, throws a kick but misses, and Raven returns with a kick of her own. Pink with a nice reversal on Raven. Raven looking to go spinning here. Nice little spinning Hurricane Rana there a little bit. Raven throws Pink into the barriers, and we're at a count of 8. It looks like Teen Titans might be going for a count-out victory. We're at 9 here. Will we have a count-out victory? Ladies and gentlemen, Teen Titans win via count-out. What an interesting way to claim a victory against the tag team champions. I'm not sure how Turbo Power are gonna feel about this at the end of the day. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was the match. It seems like Team Titans have actually won the matchup, which means that they will be the #1 contenders for the Women's Tag Team Championships here. What an interesting way for the Teen Titans to pick up a win over Turbo Power, which is quite interesting. I'm surprised that they went for... I would think that Teen Titans would want to get a definitive victory over Turbo Power to show that they are here to be serious competitors for the Women's Tag Team Championship. But evidently, they went for a count-out victory, which was kind of interesting. That's an interesting one, but ladies and gentlemen, Teen Titans are your winners and will be fighting Turbo Power at Tropical Throwdown for the Women's Tag Team titles. So the next matchup on our card is a chat booking decision. Now, there are only 2 members of chat right now. If either are available to provide input on what booking decisions they would like to see, I'd be more than happy to fulfill them. However, I don't think that's going to happen. So, here's what we're going to go ahead and do. We're going to do a one-on-one table match. And we're going to have... Who do I want to see go up against? Let's do... Okay, I feel like this could be a fun match. Who do you go up against, though? You know what? How about we do this, ladies and gentlemen? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, our next matchup for the night is going to be Niko Bellic versus Carl Johnson. So I hope you guys are ready for this one. I decided to go ahead and make up this chat booking match since there aren't really chat members here to provide input here. So I am writing this in as the first chat booked match. Again, this wasn't really chat booked, but don't really have a sizable chat today, and that is okay, because regardless of the viewer count, VHW must go on. Alrighty, who's going to be our first competitor here making their way to the ring? It is Niko Bellic, ladies and gentlemen. Niko Bellic is making his way to the ring. Now, I do believe that both of these competitors have not been in a VHW bout since the Royal Rumble. Again, I could be wrong, but I believe both of these individuals have not actually been in a VHW match since the Royal Rumble, so this is going to be interesting to see how they hold up versus each other in an arena of competition that is not a Royal Rumble. Niko Bellic's looking pretty confident about He's looking pretty confident. He's looking ready. He's psyching himself up to take down Carl Johnson of the Grove Street families here. This is going to be both of these competitors' first times in a singles competition that was not the Men's Championship Royal Rumble. So it'll be interesting to see, again, it'll be interesting to see how they perform, especially in a special stipulation match such as a tables match. Now, to remind the chat and everyone in the crowd that this is going to be a tables match, and the only way to win a tables match is by putting your opponent through a table. Pinfalls and submissions do not count in this match, and here is Carl Johnson.
Welcome to San Andreas.
Carl Johnson from Los Santos coming out to the ring, looking pretty ready to beat Niko's ass, but Niko also seems pretty ready to return the favor and put him through a table.
Big and buff, nice and straight. You got stats, respect, weapon skill, stamina, muscle, fat, and sex appeal. You get clothes from Binkos and
Carl Johnson getting himself psyched up for this.
They'll test just to guess if your survival's good. Ducking shells at the cluck and bell. Jump out, busting, gun until they tuck their tail.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our first chat booked match, we have Niko Bellic versus Carl Johnson. And this matchup is underway. Carl Johnson immediately coming out with the combo here and just absolutely assaulting Niko Bellic. I thought Carl Johnson was looking to throw Niko out through that table, to be honest. Niko seems pretty defenseless right now. Niko's kind of getting his ass kicked, and Carl is just wailing away on him. Just strikes to the face and the chest, just big combos here. Multiple stomps to the gut and a big punch to the head. Carl seems to have all the momentum in the offense, but as soon as he gains that, Niko is there to take him out. And now Niko with his own offense and strikes to the head. Just some relentless punching to the head. Relentlessly beating the shit out of Carl Johnson here. For these two men, this is their moment to shine in VHW, and they're seemingly definitely taking the bull by the horns and making it a bout for the ages, it seems. Huge drop kick to the back of the head. Niko's looking pretty stunned here. And Carl showing off some of those judo skills he learned in the Las Venturas dojo. Now Niko's up to his feet. Carl with a huge diving knee. And now he has a signature move stored up, ready to go. And Carl's grabbing the first table of the match. Slides the table into the ring. And now Carl is in. Is he going for both tables? Carl is looking for both tables. I think the mindset here might be, if I can get both tables set up in the ring. Oh my God, and Niko with just a vicious shot with the table to Carl's head. And now Niko has the table up. Can Niko capitalize on Carl's weakened state? He's got him up on his shoulders, and Carl actually works out of it and goes for a back knee strike. Can Carl now capitalize on this reversal and get Niko through a table? Huge knee stomp there. Niko is now looking a little worse for wear. Beautiful hip toss from Niko on Carl. Niko's got Carl up on his shoulders. What's he looking to do here? What's he looking to do here? And it looks like Carl manages to wiggle his way out. Now Niko with another hip toss, and it looks like he's working on Carl's head next to that table, wrenching his head, trying to wear Carl down so that he can successfully lift him up on his shoulders. Throws Carl's at the ropes, hits him in the head, and now he's looking to really bruise up Carl's chest. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one big 10th strike, and Carl is knocked out outside of the ring. Niko looks like he is firmly in control of this matchup right now. Carl had it in the beginning, And Niko just giving some stomps to the back of Karl and hitting him in the face with his knee. Niko Bellic being wronged by those he did crime with in Bulgaria. And Karl Johnson being wronged by the members of Crash. And here it is, the VHW, the signature wrist wrencher being delivered. I'm not sure exactly what the crowd was chanting there. It almost sounded like break his penis, but I don't think that's what the crowd was chanting. Niko goes for the taunt there, and then Karl tries to capitalize, but Niko is just too fast for him. And Niko showing the big fighting moves he learned in the Bulgarian army, just delivering combo after combo to Karl Johnson here. Can Niko now capitalize on all of this and manage to actually put Karl through a table? Niko is showing incredible technical prowess here, working on Karl. Can Niko put Karl through the table here? Ladies and gentlemen, Niko manages to put Karl through a table, and Niko Bellic, ladies and gentlemen, is the winner of this match. I believe that both men showed an amazing and promising first impression here tonight in VHW, but it was Niko Bellic who was walking away the victor of this matchup. What an incredible performance by both men. Mr. Niko Bellic, you have earned that victory over Karl Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, what an interesting matchup that was. Niko Bellic versus Karl Johnson. Niko Bellic ends up squeaking past with the victory of putting Karl Johnson through a table. Now we're going to go ahead and do a quick simulation restart. As we do during these live shows, we want to make sure that we have the best simulation possible for the show. We gotta wait for Steam Cloud to sync. But wow, yeah, no, I think both competitors definitely showed a lot of heart and a lot of ferocity and intensity in that matchup. However, I do believe that Niko Bellic did deserve that win, and Niko definitely proved himself as an interesting force to go up against in VHW. I definitely think that Niko Bellic could go far in this landscape, especially after that performance. So we're gonna go ahead and get the next matchup set up here, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be the one-on-one normal matchup. This is the matchup that I have a lot of interest in. I'm sorry, hold on. I almost fucked up. I almost fucked up and selected the wrong manager for a competitor there. So, ladies and gentlemen, next up is going to be Jolene Cujo. Oh, fuck. I fucked it up. I didn't make it a title match. I didn't make it a title match. Hold on. We gotta reset this. Hold on. We gotta reset the simulation. Hold on. We gotta reset the simulation. Reset it. Reset the simulation. We gotta wait for the cloud update. I definitely didn't just make the match and then not make it a title match. That definitely didn't just happen. I'm definitely not that dumb that I fucked that up. Hold on. We gotta redo that. But, yeah, no. Judith has been going nuts lately. She has been an absolute savage in an in-ring competition. And I'm very surprised that she's gotten necessarily as far as she has. That's not to say that she is a bad competitor, but she has definitely gotten farther than anyone would have expected, and farther than I definitely ever expected, personally myself. So I'm going ahead and setting up the matchup again, only this time I'm not gonna fuck it up and actually make it a, this time I'm not gonna fuck it up, and I am actually gonna make it a title match. Because I am dumb. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. I did it correctly this time. Judith Neutron versus Jolene Cujo for the VHW Dimensional Championship. Now, normally Judith Neutron does not have entrance music. However, I do believe she is being accompanied to the ring by Carl Weezer, so she is most likely going to be using Carl Weezer's entrance music. She doesn't have entrance music. She prefers not to come out to entrance music, but when she's with Carl, she doesn't mind using his music. So, excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, Judith Neutron has literally shocked everyone by pinning Jolene. And I believe she has solidified herself as a legitimate threat in the women's division in general. Not only is she a genuine threat to Jolene Cujo, but Judith might be a legitimate threat to Ivy Nelson, to the women's championship, to those who are holding the women's main titles. She may... I accidentally misplayed somebody else's theme music. Don't worry about that. She may be a legitimate threat. So, ladies and gentlemen, the following matchup is going to be a 1v1 match, a normal match, a pinfall or submission match for the VHW Dimensional Women's Championship. And who is coming out to the ring first? I believe it is Judith Neutron along with Carl Weezer. Carl Weezer definitely showing his support for Jimmy's man. So that is that is good to see there. Carl is accompanying his friend to the ring. Judith is looking fired up. Will Judith Neutron be able to dethrone the Dimensional Champion here tonight? Jolene Cujo, I'm not exactly sure if she will be able to do so, but again, she has solidified herself as a legitimate threat in the women's division, it seems. And ladies and gentlemen, your Dimensional Champion, Jolene Cujo, making her way to the ring. Now, as we all know, Jolene Cujo is the Women's Dimensional Champion. She had earned the title after winning the Dimensional Championship Elimination Chamber. And she actually did get shoulders down pinned by Judith before at the last VHW house show in the #1 Contenders match. And Jolene is looking like she is not playing around. Jolene has now implied herself that she is going to take this match very seriously because, to quote it in her words, the gloves are off. There is no lengths that she wouldn't go to retain this title tonight. She seems very adamant that she will retain this championship. And we will see if Judith Neutron can defy the odds and actually win the VHW Women's Dimensional Championship. That championship right there is on the line. And we have the challenger, Judith Neutron, who has pinned this opponent before at the last house show. And then we have the reigning, defending Dimensional Champion, Jolene Cujo, ready to defend her Dimensional Championship from Judith, and Jolene's taking one last look at her title that she fought blood, sweat, and tears for in the Elimination Chamber, and Judith now gets a look at the title that she is going to be shedding blood, sweat, and tears for in this matchup. The Big Silver, as I like to call the Dimensional Championship, that's the little nickname we have for it backstage. The Big Silver is on the line. And this matchup is underway. Carl Weezer is over there supporting his friend Judith Neutron. Judith looking to maybe end this early by going up to the top rope already. Jolene manages to get the knees up for a big splash and is now just hammering down on Judith. But Judith catches her leg and reverses it. Jolene is a big, powerful woman, but she is not that quick. She's not that agile. She does have quickness, she does have agility, but it is not to the level that Judith Neutron has. In that same vein, this match is cover. That's going to be a 1 and a kick out at 1. Judith is looking at Carl like, oh my god, I thought I had that. Judith is the exact opposite of Jolene. Judith does not have a lot of power, but she has the agility, she has the athleticism, and she has the speed to pull off amazing moves like that. Ladies and gentlemen, another pinfall. That's going to be a 1 and another kick out. Jolene is pulling a vintage John Cena here and really taking the punishment but kicking out. Judith with a vicious knee to the arm, and now she is pumping herself up. She is psyching herself up. Jolene is said before the match at the end of the last house show that after that loss, the gloves are up. She is ready to take down Judith Neutron if necessary. And Jolene is really seemingly struggling here. And Judith going for a superhero landing of some sort there, it looks like. Is Judith trying to go for it? I was about to say, Judith should not be going for a count-out victory. This is a title match. If Jolene gets counted out, Judith technically is the winner, but she does not get the title. Remember, in wrestling, you always have champion's advantage. If the champion loses via countout or disqualification, the champion still remains the champion. Jolene is picking Judith up like she weighs nothing. 6. And Jolene gets Judith back in the ring. Jolene is saying, no, bitch. We are not finishing this in a DQ or countout. Oh my god, and just the raw power of Jolene as she just picks up Judith like she weighs nothing. Oh, Jolene with a vicious arm stomp there. And now Jolene seems firmly in control. Big DDT and a cover. Will Jolene put it away here? Ladies and gentlemen, Jolene Cujo retains the Dimensional Championship. It doesn't seem like having Carl Weezer there helped Judith out at all, and it seems like Judith just wasn't in the right mindset, and Jolene was serious. She came into this match and she was like, this is a very serious bout, and she is leaving the Dimensional Champion still. So ladies and gentlemen, the VHW Women's Dimensional Championship, the Big Silver, was up for grabs, and it is gone. Jolene Cujo has retained the VHW Big Silver. What an absolute, like, death match that seemed to be, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I really thought that Judith, sorry, I forgot her name for a minute. I really thought that Judith Neutron had the will and the power and the way to actually win that match, but it seems like she just didn't really have it in her that much, to be honest. She seemed super psyched up. She seemed ready to get the job done, and she just seemingly couldn't, which is quite interesting. It seemed like Judith was promising. It seemed like she was going into that matchup very confident. I mean, she had already pinned Jolene once, so maybe she thought that this was her moment and this was her time to take the Dimensional Mid-Card Championship. Again, it's just a mid-card championship, but it doesn't seem like Judith had what it took to defeat Jolene. Jolene, at the end of the day, is a big powerhouse. Judith is a small woman, and if she wants to win that championship, if she wants to pull a Rey Mysterio winning the World Heavyweight Championship, she has to play smarter, not harder. And she just didn't have the athleticism. She had the agility, and she definitely did, I guess, have the athleticism, because she did hit some big splashes, but I feel like she relied too much on her big splash moves, and she didn't rely on her actual technical ability that much, and that really hurt her, because Jolene was just able to reverse a lot of these big flying moves because she's the powerhouse. All she has to do is stick her knees up, and Judith is just done. She stands no chance. But ladies and gentlemen, number one contenders match for the Xtreme Championship. We have Venom versus, it seems like Waluigi is going to be the competitor that steps up to the plate and challenges Venom. We knew that there was going to be a number one contendership match tonight, but we didn't know the challenger. And it looks like management has decided and handpicked Waluigi to be the person to face Venom for the Xtreme Championship, which is very interesting. We haven't seen much of Waluigi either. Waluigi was in the Men's Royal Rumble, and he just kind of came and went and didn't really do much. So it'll be interesting to see what Waluigi can do in a one-on-one environment singles matchup instead of a big Royal Rumble matchup. So, ladies and gentlemen, now for your Xtreme Championship number one contenders match. And it looks like we have Venom coming out to the ring first. Venom, your VHW Xtreme Champion. The entrance ramp is filling up with red fog. As there he is, ladies and gentlemen, your VHW Xtreme Champion, Venom, making his way to the ring. He is looking vicious. He is looking ready to take down Waluigi here tonight. The symbiotic tentacles flaring up. Venom seems to be always happy. Venom always seems to be happy when he gets to put down an opponent. You guys would not believe the amount of times we have to stop Venom from eating people backstage. It is actually a chore to keep Venom from eating people backstage. Now, Venom has shown one of the most dominant performances in VHW. He had his first ever match in the company aside from the Royal Rumble. I want to preface this by saying that every competitor obviously has taken place in their own respective division's Royal Rumble for the main championship. All of them have competed in that match. But when it comes to Venom, his first actual match that wasn't the Royal Rumble in VHW was a Hell in a Cell match versus Batman Beyond, which I believe he actually lost, but he still showed a very dominant display in that match. I mean, Venom really popped off during that Hell in a Cell match. He really showed that he does have the power and the ferocity to win in this company. But he just couldn't beat Batman Beyond's intelligence. But ever since then, every single matchup he has had for this title, he has absolutely been ferocious and has dominated every fucking opponent that has stood up to him, which is just absolutely insane. Now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring, his number one contender challenger, Waluigi, making his way to the ring. Of course, Waluigi being one of our competitors that wears overalls, but something that 2K did to the overalls kind of broke them, and now they do not really work the way that they're supposed to. For some reason, overalls seem to go underneath every competitor's shirt, but don't worry, Waluigi is in fact wearing overalls underneath that, just like Carl and just like Bob the Builder. He is wearing overalls under that. Waluigi being a competitor we have not seen anything from since the Royal Rumble. Waluigi's one and only match in this company thus far has been the Men's Royal Rumble, and here we have Venom, here we have Waluigi. And we're underway. Venom versus Waluigi, number one contenders match, and Venom instantly opening up with a vicious string of kicks as well as a DDT. Big kick to the back, and Venom going for an early cover. Kick out at one by Waluigi. Waluigi is not willing to go that quickly. However, Venom still seems pretty firmly in control of this match. Oh, big knees to the back there. Venom looking to break Venom looking to break Waluigi's back. And it looks like Waluigi gets his foot up on the rope, which causes a rope break, but Venom is not letting him have a break as he goes for a big body splash there onto Waluigi, and a big springboard moonsault that seemingly defied gravity there. And it looks like Venom is working on Waluigi's arm there, and then another cover, but Waluigi is right there next to the ropes and gets his foot up on the rope. Venom still seeming very in control of this, but Waluigi showing some great athleticism, hitting a big crowd breaker there. And now Waluigi going for a cover. And Venom, and the ref doesn't even get to one before Venom kicks out. And now Venom is on his feet. Venom with a huge monkey flip. Venom's looking to move the momentum back to his side now. And now Venom with the cover. 2. And that was almost a 3. A very near fall. Venom expressing frustration that should have been a 3. However, I'm sure he's more than happy to keep the carnage moving. Venom showing some pretty big athleticism here. Also has a finisher. Huge neck breaker to Waluigi there. And Venom's going for a big drop kick to the back. Waluigi seems to have no chance here. I think that VHW management... Oh my god! And Venom goes for his finisher, but Waluigi reverses and gets his signature. And now Waluigi is measuring up Venom. Huge corkscrew arm drag looking thing. And now Waluigi in control, but Venom immediately reverses it. Regains control for himself. Big drop kick to the back again. Does Venom have the power to put this away? One, Waluigi got his foot on the rope, and Venom not realizing that Waluigi got his foot on the rope. And now Venom is mad. Venom got pissed off and went for a standing moonsault, but Waluigi got his knees up. Big Hurricane Rana from Luigi. He has a finisher, but can he finish it now? That's a 1. That's a 2. And a near fall kick out just before a 3. The ref very eagerly presenting the 2 there. And Waluigi looking for a big finisher. This could be it. Ladies and gentlemen, Waluigi has pinned Venom. Waluigi has seemingly put an end to Venom's huge dominant streak here in VHW. Venom has yet gone undefeated with the Hardcore Championship, or the Extreme Championship, excuse me. He has gone undefeated with the Extreme Championship. He's put down every #1 contender and every challenger that has ever come up against Venom, and it looks like Waluigi is going to be walking away with the win, which is quite interesting, I must admit. So it looks like the next house show, either the next house show or the next, or I'm not sure if they're going to compete at the next house show or if it's going to be Tropical Throwdown. But ladies and gentlemen, Waluigi's beat Venom, which is quite a surprising turn of events. I was not expecting that. I was expecting Venom to essentially pull off what he has pulled off the entire time up till this point, which was essentially a very Brock Lesnar-like mantra of, you know, just show up to work, beat whoever is challenging him, and go home. A very Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar way of thinking, way of competing. Excuse me while I fuck around with my papers here because they're not being very cooperative right now. But yeah, what an absolutely, like, I was expecting Venom to just absolutely dominate Waluigi, but like Waluigi actually pulled out an amazing playbook and actually managed to defeat Venom, which is just absolutely insane. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached that point of the show where it is the second chat booking match. However, unless there's somebody in chat who would like to provide input on a match, I do believe this will be another up to me thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and prepare a match. Oh man, I just got word backstage that there is a fight breaking out backstage. Not a physical fight, but a word fight. And it seems like management are aware of this and they have scheduled this to come out to the ring tonight. I'm getting word that there are two individuals who are kind of yelling at each other and kind of, you know, getting disruptive backstage. Just filling out the match that we were about to watch here. Ladies and gentlemen, I just received word that we have our next matchup. A fight has broken out backstage, not a physical confrontation, but a verbal one. And it seems like Big Boss and Solid Snake are kind of going at it. A little, you know, father and cloned son quarrel going on backstage. It seems like both of these men are debating who is the better technical competitor, who has the best CQC, close quarters combat techniques. So, that being said, management has just informed me that our next matchup is going to be Big Boss versus Solid Snake in a submission match. So it seems like these two individuals, these two men are looking to give each other some submission moves and try to get the other to tap out to see who is the better CQC specialist. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar, Big Boss, or Naked Snake, or Venom Snake as he's been called, Big Boss is the father of CQC. He co-developed it with the boss. Hello, Justin Power. Welcome to the stream. But as you know, as you may not know, but I will tell you, Big Boss co-developed CQC with the boss back in the 1960s, and Solid Snake was taught a modified version of that to the to use in his solo sneaking missions. So we have two people here who seem very equipped to deal with each other. Ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring is Big Boss making his way. Ready to prove that he is the better CQC technician in the ring. Coming out with his night vision goggles, looking ready to stomp the competition. That is his cloned son, Solid Snake. Justin Power, the carrot effects are turned off for this live stream, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you your points back there, buddy. I will give them back to you again, because you probably didn't hear what I just said. I'll give them back to you again. They are disabled for this stream, so you will not be hearing them when you use them. And ladies and gentlemen, now making his way to the ring, the cloned son of Big Boss, Solid Snake, making his way to the ring with very similar night vision goggles. He's looking ready to prove his clone father wrong in this matchup tonight. They kind of broke out in a verbal argument backstage, and they were debating who is the better submission specialist, and management decided that they're going to figure it out in the ring. Clone father, yep. So for those of you who don't know, Solid Snake here was is a cloned son of Big Boss, because Big Boss, after nuclear testing at Bikini Atoll, was made infertile, and this matchup is underway. This is a submission match. The competitors cannot win by pinfall. They cannot pin each other to the mat. They have to win by making the other submit. Big Boss was rendered infertile after atomic testing at Bikini Atoll, where he was irradiated and could not have children. Therefore, the US government took some of Big Boss's DNA and made 3 clones of him, Solid Snake being the only remaining and surviving clone of Big Boss left. And it looks like Big Boss is showing his dominance in CQC here, pulling off some big fisherman suplexes. And now Big Boss working on Solid Snake's arm. Seemed like Solid Snake was talking a lot of shit backstage about being the better CQC specialist, and it looks like Solid Snake with a beautiful head scissor reversal there, and now Solid Snake giving him the classic Shadow Moses combos and throwing his father down to the mat, and now Snake working on Big Boss's arm. Like father, like son. And now Big Boss using that same move on his cloned son, Solid Snake. And it looks like Solid Snake is now firmly in control, throwing Big Boss into the corner. Solid Snake's going up and looking for this reverse guillotine maneuver, working on Big Boss's neck. And now Snake is showing no signs of slowing down, and he is really goading there. Snake looks like he's looking for a knee drop on Big Boss's face, but Big Boss having none of that and throwing his cloned son around like he weighs nothing. And now he's just stretching that arm. Big stomp to the head, and Big Boss is going up to the middle rope, goading Snake into getting up, and a huge axe handle to the top of the head there. They're putting each other through a lot of punishment, but again, this is a submission-only match, so it doesn't matter how much punishment they give each other, it will not end until one of them taps out. Big hook arm German there, and Solid Snake ducks under Big Boss's lightning fast punch with some lightning fast reflexes. Solid Snake now going for the big elbow he had missed earlier. Some very nice big technical wrestling from both competitors here. Some very nice CQC. Big Boss with an arm drag. And a nice kick to the back of the head, and it looks like Big Boss has his finisher now. And Solid Snake is down and out. Now Big Boss is dragging Solid Snake to the middle of the ring. Could he be looking for some sort of submission hold here? And he is. He was looking for a big submission, but Snake manages to get his toe on the rope, forcing the referee to break it up. So now Snake coming out with his own German suplex offenses. Did you pick up my guy from the Community Creations? Every competitor that is featured in VHW I've created myself to avoid any problems with other community creators. Working on Big Boss's arm now, outside of the ring. This fight has been taken outside of the ring. Now, something that I'm not clear about the rules on is if somebody is forced to submit outside of the ring, I'm not sure if that counts. I believe Big Boss may have been busted open here. I can't really see blood right now, but they're still battling it out. I'm waiting to see if maybe Big Boss... Yes, it looks like Big Boss was busted open there. Maybe? I'm not sure. I can't tell if he was busted open or not. I saw our cameras flash red as an indicator, but I'm not sure if he actually did get busted open or not. Okay, it does look like he did get busted open a little bit on his forehead. It looks like he has some sort of minor injury there on his forehead. Another huge fisherman suplex there. And now Big Boss still working on the arm of Solid Snake. It seems like Solid Snake has been going for more of the head, whereas Big Boss has been focusing arms a lot. Big Boss is using his technical skills of CQC to work on Snake's arms to try to... Oh my god, what is this submission move? This looks painful as shit. He's working on the legs of Solid Snake there. And Solid Snake with a swift kick to the head. Now Solid Snake with the upper hand, working on the arm of Big Boss now. Seems like they are working on each other's arms there. A huge leg drop off the top rope from Solid Snake onto Big Boss, and now Solid Snake has his finisher. And it looks like he has it locked in. This looks like it's a finishing submission move. Can Solid Snake make Big Boss tap? Big Boss is in a lot of pain right now, but we will see if he taps. And no, Big Boss does not tap out. Now Solid Snake going for an armbar. Going from one submission move into another. Big Boss manages to narrowly escape the first one, but now there is a second one going. And Big Boss manages to work his way out of that one, too. Two legendary soldiers fighting it out here in the ring. Big kick to the face. Now Big Boss is moving Solid Snake around, trying to get him away from the rope so that he can lock in a submission move that won't result in a rope break, but they are pretty close to the ropes, so Solid Snake manages to get his hand there. Big Boss may lose, to be honest, that is true. However, Big Boss is looking in better shape than Solid Snake. Now Big Boss is working on Solid Snake. Will Solid Snake tap out? His arms are red. Solid Snake's arms are feeling very hurt right now. But Solid Snake manages to get out of the submission move. Now Big Boss with a big suplex. Big Boss using these somersaults, using these big technical moves. He is the father of Special Forces. He is a co-developer of CQC, and he has definitely been showing this in this match. It is CQC versus CQB in this matchup. Solid Snake adopting CQC into his own version, CQB. Big Boss being the original developer of CQC. Is CQB just different enough from CQC that Big Boss is struggling with it? I think that answer is yes. Solid Snake now having a signature and a finisher. Now Solid Snake has Big Boss in a submission move. Will Big Boss tap? Will Big Boss tap? Will Big Boss tap? Big Boss is struggling now. And Big Boss taps out, leaving Solid Snake as the winner of this submission match. It seems like CQB was just that much different from CQC that Snake was willing to put out a victory here. So Solid Snake, ladies and gentlemen, is the victor of the submission match. Seems like Solid Snake has proven himself as the superior competitor here when it comes to CQC versus CQC. What an amazing submission match. That was definitely not a disappointment for VHW's first submission match. Wow, what an absolute match of technicality. I'm receiving word that backstage Big Boss is pretty upset about that one. He seems to be throwing a little bit of a temper tantrum in the ring. He seems pretty upset about that one. So we'll see if Big Boss will call out and challenge Solid Snake again anytime soon, maybe in a different match type stipulation. But yeah, Solid Snake absolutely threw the smackdown on Big Boss and really showed him that, you know, CQC may be great and CQC may be the origin of my techniques, but CQB truly is the superior close quarters combat technique. So we're going ahead and restarting the simulation here for VHW tonight. Now, just to remind everyone in the chat that if you'd like to support the streams in a way that isn't just subscribing or donating, that there is a link down below to the merch store where you could pick up some nice Yeet Heart if I could talk, some Yeet Heart merch, as well as the new Animals line that came out a month or two ago. You know, they are merch that I've designed to be purposely kind of bad looking, but in a stylish way. I think that they definitely give off this cute, like, oh, look at what my son drew when I hung up on the fridge kind of, you know, vibe. So definitely go pick them up if you're interested. And hey, you guys have Amazon? You like Amazon? Well, if you have Amazon Prime, you more than likely have Twitch Prime. And if you have Twitch Prime, you can subscribe once for free of charge to you per month. You can subscribe once a month to any content creator on twitch.tv that you would like, and I would be greatly appreciated, and I would appreciate it a lot if you chose twitch.tv/VerveXP to give your monthly Prime sub to. That would be awesome. But if you don't have it, don't worry. You don't have to subscribe. You don't have to subscribe with Prime. That's fine. Just reminding you that it exists, just in case if you forgot. Because, surprisingly, I do know quite a few people who genuinely do forget that they have Twitch Prime. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our tertiary main event, our third from main event spot. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a 1v1 Ivy Nelson versus Catherine Janeway, a #1 contender match for the VHW Championship. VHW Women's Championship, excuse me. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, Ivy Nelson fought and defeated Sam Niles. And she won the Women's Royal Rumble for the VHW Women's title. And she also defeated Sam Niles, who was her #1 contender at the time. However, Sam Niles, if we remember, seemed to be distracted. It seemed like the Titantron bugged out and actually distracted Sam Niles from her match. And there's been a lot of speculation on who that may have been that caused that. And coincidentally enough, at our last venue we were at, a lot of the staff reported a strange sighting of this woman walking around that was wrapped in this like metallic rainbowy red cloth around her head. It's really weird. I don't think the crew were of right mind. But they saw some strange woman walking around backstage. Maybe she had something to do with it. I'm not sure. But yeah, we definitely had a bit of an issue last house show where Sam Niles fought Ivy Nelson for a #1 contender shot at the women's title and actually lost due to a distraction. So she unfortunately lost her chance. But Ivy Nelson saw how Janeway fought against Bun Bun at the last house show and wants to see what Janeway is made of. She wants to see what Janeway's got and what Janeway can bring to the table in the way of Ivy Nelson. Ivy Nelson is really looking for some competition here. She won the Women's Royal Rumble. She put down Sam. Like, all of these... She's feeling pretty dominant right now, and she's wondering if there is even a woman alive in VHW that could take her down. And us here at VHW, we're starting to wonder that ourselves. So just as a refresher, in case you didn't know, Ivy Nelson was a promising young rookie in an indie company, and she ended up leaving that relatively unknown indie company for VHW because they had stunted her push in the indie company. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Our #1 contenders match for the VHW women's title. Our first entrant in here is Catherine Janeway of the Voyage Home. Catherine Janeway, the captain of the tag team The Voyage Home. Her tag team partner 7 of 9 is not here tonight. However, Catherine Janeway is making her way to the ring looking very confident that she can win this #1 contenders match. Catherine Janeway looking quite confident. Already making her way into the ring. Very quick entrance from Catherine Janeway. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this should be your VHW Women's Champion, Ivy Nelson, making her way to the ring here. There she is, ladies and gentlemen. Ivy Nelson, your VHW Women's Champion, making her way to the ring. She earned that Women's Championship when she won the Women's Royal Rumble to earn the title. The rookie, Ivy Nelson, looking very confident for this matchup against Miss Catherine Janeway here. Catherine Janeway did put on a very good performance versus Bun Bun, and if she puts on another really good performance tonight, she will get a shot at that title at Tropical Throwdown. Ivy Nelson looking very confident here in her iconic green and white ring attire. What an amazing attire. And what's this? No. No! Ladies and gentlemen, it seems like Sam Niles is back again. She is self-inserting herself into the match, just like Trevor Phillips did for the Xtreme Championship last month or a month or two ago. What is Sam Niles doing here? She already had her shot, and she already lost. Why is she here? As you can see, Sam Niles has that Indie Women's Championship from the last company she was part of coming in. She wants to win the VHW Women's Championship so that she can unify the titles into just the VHW title. I can't believe Sam Niles is back here again. She lost her shot. Why is she here? Chat, why is she here? I guess management is fine with this, I guess. Nobody's telling me that anything different. So I guess it's going to be Ivy Nelson, Sam Niles, and Catherine Janeway. And Ivy Nelson focusing on Catherine Janeway as she is the true competitor in this matchup. And look at Ivy Nelson just laying into Sam. Ivy is frustrated. She's like, get the fuck out of my way, bitch. You lost your shot. Ivy Nelson looking to put the work in on Catherine Janeway. Again, Catherine Janeway being the one that Ivy was supposed to work with tonight. And Ivy, the women's champion, just absolutely dominating her fellow opponents here. But now Catherine going for a big throw, and now Sam and Catherine Janeway throwing both of them into the corner and making Sam run into Ivy there in the corner. Catherine going for a big pinfall on Sam. That's going to be a 2, but Sam kicks out. And now Ivy is saying, bitch, don't forget about me. I'm your original opponent. Ivy's getting some nice multitasking going here. Huge German electric chair there. Almost said German suplex. And Ivy seems to be relatively firmly in control of this matchup as the women's champion. Working on Sam's arm there in the corner, and Janeway is taunting, but that's going to cost her because she's not paying attention to the current match climate. So Sam manages to wake up out of the corner. It looks like Ivy was trying to throw Sam into the corner, but Sam managed to, I guess, stop herself before she got to Janeway. Ivy now beating the shit out of Sam, but Janeway stops and says, I'm your original opponent. I'm the one you have to worry about taking your title. Sam is getting too cocky up on the middle rope, but Janeway goes for an elbow, but actually misses because Sam rolls out of the way. And now Sam throwing Janeway out of the ring, saying, look, that VHW women's title is mine, and I am taking that home with me. Sam now delivering big kicks to Ivy in the corner, but Ivy manages to reverse it. And now Sam catching Ivy's foot. Now Ivy throwing Sam into Janeway there. More corner tactics. This is why Ivy Nelson is the women's champion. She understands the dynamics of a wrestling match. She understands that if you can get both opponents into the corner, you can deal damage to them both. She throws one in the corner and throws the other into her. Huge belly to belly by Sam, though, stopping that momentum. But this is why Ivy Nelson is the women's champion. She understands that in a triple threat match, you need to deal damage to both competitors. To both people you're fighting against. It looks like Sam went for some sort of Hurricane Rana, but Janeway has the power to stop it, and a huge boot to the face of Ivy as well. Huge, like, Claymore kick-like maneuver. Now Janeway working on the arm of Ivy. So this match was supposed to be a one-on-one #1 contenders match for the women's title. However, since Sam Niles has injected herself, I'm assuming that it's the same rules, just a triple threat now. You win this match by pinfall or submission. If a disqualification occurs, I am not sure exactly what would happen. It looks like Catherine's going for a pinfall on Ivy, the two original contenders of the match. And Sam says, no, I forced my way into this matchup, so I'm going to stop you. Janeway now looking, oh my god, Janeway and Sam both teaming up against the women's champion there. Janeway accepting a little bit of help from Sam, but ends up turning on her immediately after. Ivy is a little concussed there in the middle of the ring. She looks kind of dead right now, but she's slowly getting up. And it looks like Janeway is working on... It looks like she stomped on her arm, and there's a pinfall attempt, but Ivy rushes in just in the nick of time to break it up. Now Janeway is working on Ivy here. Big leg drag. Janeway seeming pretty dominant in this matchup, but Ivy hitting a big boot there. Ivy looking to throw. What is this maneuver? A huge elbow to Sam Niles, but Catherine is there to stop the momentum, and she's going for a pinfall here. And it's broken up at a 1 count. Janeway looking to put some work in on Sam, but immediately changing her attention to Ivy, who is showboating right now. Janeway seems to be relatively in control here in this matchup. The other two haven't really had moments where they can really work on the other opponent. Ivy stopping Janeway from that move. And Ivy went for a clothesline, but Sam deflects it. Goes for a big inverted suplex, but she's not worrying about Janeway, who's there to start offering chops and combos and kicks. Huge leg drag. Ivy is now over in the other corner just hanging out. And here we go, a pinfall attempt, but Ivy breaks it up. This triple threat that was not meant to be a triple threat is proving to be a pretty solid match, and there goes Ivy with her finisher there. The Poison Ivy. And Ivy now going for a big shoulder breaker there on Sam, and it looks like Ivy is measuring up Sam. She's going for the Poison Ivy again. And a huge Poison Ivy to Sam. Will this be it? And Janeway manages to get up in time and breaks it up. And Sam is now knocked out outside of the ring. Janeway with a huge inverted suplex. Getting Ivy into the middle of the ring. Gonna be working on her. Stepping on her foot there. Some pretty dirty work by Janeway. And it looks like Janeway's going for the pin on Ivy. That's gonna be a 2. And almost a 3 count. Sam didn't even get there in time to break it up. Almost a 3 count, and Sam is now out of the ring. Janeway is saying, look, bitch, you self-inserted yourself into this matchup. You're not going to get away with this. Sam now getting up. Sam seems to be very resilient in this matchup. She really wants to win this championship for her late friend, Violet, who had passed away. And now Janeway working on the arm of Ivy. Sam's just kind of letting Janeway get moves in to do damage to the champion. And now Janeway's like, you are not just gonna sit over there and wait until I do all the work. You're gonna feel some pain too. Janeway taunting Sam. And now Janeway's going for the pinfall on Sam. And Ivy is saying, nope, I really don't want to have to face you at Tropical Throwdown. So we're going to go ahead and put a stop to that one. The champion is now actually stunned outside of the ring, leaving the 2 challengers alone inside. There are no countouts in a triple threat match. Looks like the champion is slowly getting back to her feet. That would have been a great time for Janeway to capitalize on a cover on Sam there while the champion was stunned outside of the ring. But now Ivy is getting back in. And now showboating as Janeway and Sam put in the work outside of the ring. Big combos to Janeway now. Ivy showing Janeway why she is the women's champion and why she was able to survive the Royal Rumble. And Ivy goes for a pinfall, but Janeway gets her foot up on the rope. And now Ivy looking for another Poison Ivy. This is the 3rd Poison Ivy of the matchup. And that should be enough to put it away, but Sam Niles is there to interject. And now Sam is getting the upper hand. Can Sam put Ivy away? Sam now has Janeway up, and Janeway has recuperated from the devastating poison ivies she's received. And now Sam is thrown outside. And now it is back to just Ivy and Janeway in the ring. Janeway with a huge belly-to-belly, and now is working on stretching out Ivy's arm, but Sam is back up. Can Sam take advantage of the signature that she has had stocked up for forever and actually put it to use? Sam with a huge belly-to-belly. Look at the power on Sam Niles! Lifting Janeway up and flipping her around like a fucking pancake. Oh my god. And now Ivy and Sam teaming up to punch Janeway to the ground and then immediately working against each other. And now Sam has both a signature and a finisher. And now Sam is trying to stomp out Ivy, but Ivy reverses into a nice kick to the face. Ivy working on Sam against the ropes. Now Janeway has both of them out of the ring, but somehow Ivy's foot hitting Sam. Oh my god, and Sam with a huge FU! Is this gonna be it? Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Niles, the woman who wasn't even supposed to be in this match, has won! Sam was not supposed to be in this matchup, and she won. She self-inserted herself, and I got into contact with management, and management was fine with it. So Sam Niles has won. Wow. What an absolute banger matchup. Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what about Ivy Nelson versus Sam Niles for the VHW Women's Championship at Tropical Throwdown? What a banger matchup. That was completely unexpected. I was expecting a classic 1v1 matchup, Janeway v. Nelson, and I honestly thought that Nelson was going to win. I honestly thought that it was going to be Janeway v. Nelson, and I thought that Nelson was going to prove why she's the women's champion, and she was going to win. But that didn't happen. Instead, Sam interjected herself into the match, and she won. Sam actually managed to take away the win. So will Sam at Tropical Throwdown be able to actually come out on top, the VHW Women's Champion, and put respect on Violet's name, her unfortunately past friend, who she said that she was going to win the title for? She actually won the #1 Contenders match. So will she be able to actually capitalize on that and win at Tropical Throwdown? I'm not sure. Ladies and gentlemen, earlier tonight, we had a match. Earlier tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we had a match. A #1 contendership match for the Xtreme Championship, ladies and gentlemen. We had that match. And I believe that... Did Waluigi win that match? Yeah, he did. Okay. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a #1 contendership match earlier tonight. Waluigi versus Venom. A #1 contender match for the VHW Xtreme Championship. And if Waluigi was able to win, he would get a title shot tonight. And he did win. Ladies and gentlemen, Waluigi did actually defeat Venom in the #1 contender match. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have an Extreme Rules Extreme Championship match for the VHW Extreme Championship. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready. We're getting fired up for this Extreme Championship match. Venom. Waluigi. Waluigi showed a tremendous effort against Venom and actually managed to win against Venom. Hello, Lim. I'm glad you could make it. We are in the semi-main event. This is the second to last match of the night. We have Venom versus Waluigi for the VHW Extreme Championship. Earlier tonight, we had a number one contenders match where Waluigi faced Venom and won. This is the first time since the Hell in a Cell match versus Batman Beyond that Venom actually lost. So we're going to see tonight if Waluigi can capitalize on that victory that he had earlier and actually win the championship. So this is an Extreme Rules match for the Extreme Championship, ladies and gentlemen. Making his way to the ring first is going to be the challenger, Waluigi, who actually managed to win the number one contendership match earlier on, which was a huge surprise, I'm not going to lie. I did not think that Waluigi was actually going to win against Venom, because Venom has shown just such a dominant performance throughout his VHW career thus far. Even though Venom lost that first Hell in a Cell match, he still beat the absolute shit out of Batman Beyond and only lost because of Batman's technical ability. But it seems like Venom could not overpower Waluigi. And ladies and gentlemen, now making his way to the ring, your VHW Extreme Champion, Venom. Like every other VHW stream, I will remind you the carrot points are turned off for this matchup, or for this stream. They are turned off from now on for every VHW stream. But here we have our VHW Extreme Champion, Venom, making his way to the ring. And ladies and gentlemen, there he is, your VHW Extreme Champion, Venom the Symbiote. That title is on the line right now. The VHW Extreme Champion, Venom, looking a little less than he normally is in confidence because of what just happened a few matches ago. He actually did lose to Waluigi. So will Waluigi be able to replicate that magic and take the title from Venom? Or will Venom retain the title and be the reigning Extreme Champion? Chat, who are you going for in this matchup? Chat, who would you have your metaphorical money on? Do you think that Venom is going to be able to walk out the Extreme Champion still? Or do you think Waluigi will finally dethrone the monster, the symbiote, the parasite known as Venom? Team Venom. Lim is saying that she thinks that Venom will be able to take down Waluigi. Hudra, what do you think? Do you think that Waluigi has what it takes to take down Venom? Or do you think Waluigi will come out on top, just like he did earlier tonight? All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your VHW Extreme Rules Extreme Championship match. This title, the Extreme Championship, is on the line. First, the challenger from the Mushroom Kingdom. He is Waluigi, the #1 contender for this title. And the champion from outer space, the symbiote, the parasite, the monster, your Extreme Champion, putting his title on the line tonight, Venom. Venom taking one last look, possibly last look at his title. Waluigi being shown what he is fighting for in this Extreme Rules match. There's our referee. VHW referee holding up the title. Waluigi. Venom. And this matchup is underway, ladies and gentlemen. The Extreme Rules match. This match can be won only by pinfall or submission, but there is no countouts. No disqualifications. And Waluigi already showing some tremendous athleticism, but it is misplaced as he was unable to hit the as he was unable to hit that moonsault there. Waluigi definitely showing a dominant performance here against Venom thus far. Now Waluigi going for an early cover, doesn't even get a 1 count before Venom kicks out. I'm waiting to see when Venom will decide to dig deep, reach down, and actually use his rage to his advantage. Looks like Waluigi is working on Venom there on the ropes, and it looks like he went for some sort of spring off the ropes head scissor there, and a beautiful top rope moonsault there. Knee to the arm of the champion. He is working on the champion. We're going for a pinfall here, and he gets a 1 and Venom kicks out. Waluigi coming across in this map as sort of desperate. It seems like Waluigi is a bit desperate for this win, for this title. Somebody in the crowd back there holding up a My Hero sign. I'm assuming it's for Waluigi. Both technically villains fighting for this title. However, I definitely do think that Waluigi is the underdog. And showing that ferocity, showing that violence. Venom is the first one to go to a weapon, but gets caught with his pants down figuratively by Waluigi. Waluigi going for an early cover. And Waluigi is your VHW Extreme Champion, and the crowd is very upset. Waluigi steals away this victory from Venom. Ladies and gentlemen, Waluigi, your VHW Extreme Champion. Wow! Venom definitely was not feeling that tonight. That was indeed, I will agree, that was indeed a lackluster match. Wow. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, anything can happen at VHW. Anything can happen at VHW. Now, for those of you who are upset, there is the VHW rematch clause. At any point, at any time, Venom can challenge Waluigi to a rematch at an event of his choosing for that title, and Waluigi cannot say no. So I would be highly surprised. Waluigi just ran away with that title. I would be highly surprised if Venom does not re-challenge at Tropical Throwdown for that title. What an absolute, like, wow. Just, holy shit. What an actual upset. That was insane. I was not expecting that to go that quickly. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the main event. The match that has been hyped up to the moon and back. In my mind, this match is so hyped. Now, I feel like I need to give a recap for those of you who don't watch House Show. Because this is a huge match. Ladies and gentlemen, this is actually such a huge match. For those of you who are unaware. At the last VHW House Show, and I'm pulling it up right now. As we all know, those of you who have been following VHW, as we know, Egyptian Dream, the team of Dio Brando and Jotaro Kujo, have been an absolutely dominating tag team. They have not lost in a very long while. They have not lost in a very long time. And they were so confident. They're so confident in their role as the tag team champions that they decided to put it all on the line. Not only tonight, but they decided to put it on the line, and they did so. I'm sorry, hold on. I have a chroma key filter on from before. Okay, there we go. They decided to issue an open challenge to any tag team in VHW. Okay? Any tag team. They issued an open challenge to any tag team. And Task Force 141 were the ones to answer that call. And ladies and gentlemen, they did it. In the middle of the ring, Simon Ghost Riley was able to pin Dio Brando clean in a #1 contenders match. Which is absolutely unbelievable. As you can see, John Price got busted open, and they were so happy. Egyptian Dream had gone undefeated. Challenger after challenger. Title match after title match. They were put up against an opponent, and they won. Every time. But ladies and gentlemen, that was the first time since they picked up the titles that they lost. And now, tonight, on VHW Live Show, we are answering the question, did that loss go to their heads? Are Egyptian Dream going to lose this title right here tonight? Are Egyptian Dream going to lose the titles to Task Force 141? I don't know. The one thing that I know for sure is that this, ladies and gentlemen, is your VHW main event. Task Force 141, Egyptian Dream, Captain John Price, Simon Ghost Riley, Jotaro Kujo, and Dio Brando, moving from left to right, are your current competitors that are about to face each other in this ring. Absolutely insane. I cannot wait to see what happens in this matchup? Who do you think, chat, is going to walk away the champions? Will Egyptian Dream be able to salvage their tag team and still walk away tag team champions after a so far pretty legendary run in VHW? Or will Task Force 141, the underdogs in this instance, be able to capture that same magic that they had in the last match and become the new tag team champions? Only time will tell tonight. Only time will tell. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe this is going to be your challengers for tonight. Task Force 141. I'm not cueing the music until I see. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Task Force 141 are now making their way to the ring. We have Captain John Price and Simon Ghost Riley signaling the green smoke. They are signaling the green smoke. They are coming. Just like they were at House Show, they're coming for those titles, and they are aiming to win tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Task Force 141 are looking ready. John Price healed his head injury from the last match. They are looking ready. Task Force 141, ladies and gentlemen, actually pulled off an amazing, hard-fought victory at VHW House Show. Will they be able to take down Egyptian Dream? Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, I want your opinions now. Who do you think is going to walk out of this VHW main event as the men's tag team champions? Will it be Captain John Price and Simon Ghost Riley, Task Force 141? Or will it be Egyptian Dream, Jotaro Kujo, and Dio Brando? Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, I would like to hear your opinions on who you think is going to win this match. Ladies and gentlemen, those were your challengers. Task Force 141. And now for your tag VHW Tag Team Champions. Egyptian Dream, Dio Brando, Jotaro Kujo, the VHW Tag Team Champions, making their way to the ring to defend their titles. Will they be ready, or will they get trampled like last time? If, and I want to make this a very specific point, if Egyptian Dream can hold on to the titles in this matchup, if they can retain, if Egyptian Dream can retain the titles, they will be the VHW Undisputed Tag Team Champions. Now, what an undisputed title means in VHW is that it doesn't mean that the title will not be competed for. It just means that they have beaten everyone who has stepped up to them, practically. If somebody can beat over 80% of the opposing roster and retain championships, they will become the undisputed champion. So there we have Task Force 141 and Egyptian Dream. Egyptian Dream turning over their titles. This is, of course, a title match for those. The main event, the VHW Tag Team Championships. Thank you to Batch Kinds 1 for following. Very much appreciated. Looks like Ghost is starting for Task Force, and Jotaro Kujo is starting for Egyptian Dream. Ghost going for an early cover here. Kick out at 1. A ridiculous combo of punches and slaps, but Ghost is saying, no, no, no. You're not gonna get in that Star Platinum fucking combo. Oh my god! And Ghost with a vicious knee to Jotaro's head, paying back Jotaro for his team busting open John last time. Big shoulder charge. Now John Price is in the ring, working on Jotaro. Jotaro with a big knee, springboard moonsault, but misses. And now John is tagging back in Ghost. Jotaro is for some reason not going for a tag here. I guess Jotaro has less faith in his tag team partner or more faith in himself to tag in Dio. Now Ghost is working on that arm of Jotaro Kujo. And a big reversal from Jotaro. A big knee to the face of Ghost. It looks like that converted into a pinfall and barely got a 1 count before kicking out. And now Jotaro is going to tag in the Vampire Prince of Darkness, Dio Brando. Ghost looking to keep Dio down. Nice arm wrench, working on Dio's arm now. Big stomp to the arm, and he's tagging in John Price. Now John Price is in the match. The crowd in the background going absolutely insane. Everyone's on their feet. Huge moonsault by Dio Brando. Is he going to try to capitalize on that with a pinfall? No, he is not. And here goes Dio going for the VHW special, the wrist wrencher. The classic move used by every competitor in VHW. The most devastating move, of course. And then a big knee to the side of the head. Vicious stomps. Dio providing just vicious stomps onto Price, and again with the wrist wrencher. Really just trying to work on the wrist there of John Price. Dio looking to maybe pick up John Price here. John Price reverses it into a nice German suplex, and now it seems like John Price has control of this. A nice hook arm suplex as well. And a big knee to the side of the head. Will John go for a cover? He will. 1, and a kick out at 1. John cannot believe that he only got a 1. He thought that after that smashed face to the knee, that he would get more than a 1. And here comes Simon Riley. But Dio does not give a shit. Huge moonsault into the cover. Barely gets a 1. And Dio is celebrating. He gets to wail on his opponents more. Looks like he's setting up for some sort of power bomb here. He's going for a buckle bomb, or maybe a... And Dio with a huge power bomb. Power bombing Ghost outside of the ring. And what's Dio looking for here? Dio's looking to exit the ring after him. Laying into Ghost with a huge batch of combo. Big knee to the stomach. I haven't even thought about this before, but maybe Dio, Brando, and Jotaro Kujo, maybe Egyptian Dream might be going for a countout victory. Because keep in mind, if Dio, Brando, or Jotaro Kujo get counted out, they lose, but with champion's advantage, they will still retain the titles. So Dio might be going for a countout here. And he gets back in. Okay, very respectable. And Dio with a vicious looking clothesline to Simon Riley here. Looks like Justin Power and Chad is voting for Task Force. And he just barely gets a 1 again. And Dio Brando is looking pretty pumped up, showing off his muscles, his biceps to the crowd. Now Dio is moving Ghost over to Jotaro's corner. Seems like Ghost kind of desperately needs a tag in from his tag team partner. It looks like an assisted flying shoulder bash. And a big knee strike to the side of the head. Same move that Ghost busted open Jotaro with at the beginning of the match. Now Jotaro working on Ghost here. Trying to get the upper hand. Big knee to the face. Now Jotaro. Jotaro is showboating, which allows Ghost to get the hot tag to Price. And it doesn't matter because Jotaro went for a big forearm bash and also hits Ghost. Now Ghost rolls out. Could this be a victory? And John kicks out just before 3 of a relatively near fall there. And now Jotaro is leaving it up to Dio Brando to finish the job here. Dio with a huge Zawardo forearm. Now will Dio be able to put it away here? Ladies and gentlemen, Egyptian Dream retain the titles. Wow, what a match. The underdogs got beat this time. And Egyptian Dream continue their title reign as the VHW Tag Team Champions. And ladies and gentlemen, this signifies Egyptian Dream as now the VHW Undisputed Tag Team Champions. Wow. Egyptian Dream have thrown, and Jotaro Kujo being very busted up there. Wow. Did I had the championship up that entire time? Oof. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Jotaro Kujo and Dio Brando have won the tag team titles, and it's gone. I didn't realize I had the tag team title up on the screen the entire time, but ladies and gentlemen, that makes Egyptian Dream your undisputed VHW Tag Team Champions. They are undisputed. They have fought everybody. I believe they have fought everybody. I don't think there are challengers left to fight and attempt to beat Egyptian Dream. Honestly, they have plowed through every other tag team in VHW. Other tag teams in VHW seem to not have a chance against Egyptian Dream. They are the undisputed champions. And again, just to reiterate, I put that tag on them. I put that title on them because the way you become an undisputed champion in VHW is you have to essentially beat all of your competition. When you're an undisputed champion, that doesn't mean that the title is now not being contended for. Obviously, yes, hello first. Carrot effects have been disabled for the VHW streams. However, I will refund those points back. But welcome. You guys just missed the main event of the live show tonight. Maple and First. You guys just missed the main event. You just did it again. I'm going to give you your points back, but if you do it again, I'm taking them. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the VHW live show. Task Force 1 for 1 accepted the open challenge at last month's house show and actually won, but they just didn't have it in them to fight and win the tag team titles. Now, what it means to be an undisputed champion. When you're an undisputed champion... Thank you, Jack Napier. 4921 for the follow. I very much appreciate it. So when you are an undisputed champion in VHW, you are essentially unbeaten by the other competitors. It doesn't mean that the title is now, like, set in stone. It doesn't mean that they are the champions and they're just not going to compete again. They are 100% going to compete again. And there will still be... Why are you guys still redeeming these? They're not working right now. I just said that. I turned them off for the VHW stream. Yeah, undisputed champions. Yesterday was your birthday. Well, happy birthday. How dare you? Why did I read that in your voice? But yeah, no, if there's an undisputed championship, it means that they have defeated every other competitor that have come their way. And it means that they pretty much definitively have the title. There will still be title matches for the VHW tag team titles, but those tag team titles will not be... Those tag team titles will still be fought for. They just won't be... What's the word I'm looking for? They won't be, you know... The Egyptian Dream are the undisputed champions, meaning they've fought everyone and they've won against everyone. You have to defeat at least more than 80% of the roster. They've won at least over 80% of the rest of the roster. They've won over at least 80% of the roster, therefore they're the undisputed champions. And if somebody wants to come for that, they can come for it. Can I join VHW my character on community creations? I do not accept community creation submissions. Every character in VHW is my own. So then that way, if a character in VHW gets a big push or they're a champion, somebody can't just come in and say, I don't want my character here anymore, and they run away with the title. So, yeah. There are times when I will incorporate other people's characters into VHW. However, I have to work that out behind the scenes. I can't just randomly throw in anyone's creative characters or community creations. I'm not going to just throw random people's in. Every character in VHW is created by me, and I want to keep it that way. Just so that I avoid any drama with anyone getting upset that I'm using their characters. Even if I have permission, even if somebody gives me permission and says that they don't care, eventually they can revoke that permission, and I would feel bad using it after that point. So I'm not going to use it. Just covering my own ass. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was VHW for tonight. I hope you enjoyed. So we're gonna go ahead and go to a quick stream intermission, and during that time, we're gonna swap gears, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. Maybe you could do a special one where people can submit characters? Yeah, no, I will definitely... So, okay, this is like totally going off the record, off the script, okay? This isn't scripted, but, you know, this is totally going off record. I may have 2 new characters coming in based upon people that myself, Lim, Maple, First, that you guys will know. But I have to have private conversations with the people that I want to incorporate the characters of to make sure that I do them right. I may or may not, in the near future, get into a private voice call with Ugly and DJ. But anyway, so, no, not Leon Kennedy. Ugly and DJ. But yeah, so, we'll see. We'll see what happens in the future. But, like I said, we're gonna go to a quick intermission. The stream is not over, but VHW tonight is over. Thank you, everybody, for coming to the live show. I very much appreciate you. Just to recap something I said in the pre-show so that everybody knows. Just so that I wanna re-emphasize this. I wanna re-emphasize this, ladies and gentlemen. As you all know, Crow Bronwyn, our current VHW men's champion. This championship has not been in the last house show or this live show, and it won't be in the next house show. This is the VHW main championship, men's championship. This title is currently held by Crow Bronwyn. He is currently under investigation for injuring Franklin Clinton in a Hell in a Cell match that they had. Currently, the investigation is showing in Crow's favor. It seems like Crow did not genuinely attempt to hurt Franklin Clinton. However, it is still under investigation, and Crow Bronwyn will be not featured on VHW programming until he's cleared to compete again when he is confirmed as of sound mind and sound body. So thank you guys so much for watching VHW tonight. I have been your commentator and host, Verve. I appreciate all of you coming out to VHW. Stick around, sit tight. I'll be back in like less than 10 minutes. We're gonna take a little intermission. So I love you guys, and I'll be back.